This is how to manage a catheter after being sent home with one from the hospital. A bladder catheter, or Foley as it's sometimes called, is a medical device that's inserted into the bladder through the urethra. And its purpose is to consistently drain fluid out of the bladder. Primarily it's used during surgery for the patient when they're under anesthesia. They may not have full control of their bladder, and this helps make sure that everything stays clean and doesn't get contaminated with urine unexpectedly showing up. The catheter is generally removed after the surgery. In my case, this time it got left in. The purpose of my procedure last week was to go in, look for where the internal bleeding was occurring, and try to seal it. The bladder had been nicked during the June procedure last year, and that had caused the internal bleeding for a long time. The urologist, however, said that that should have stopped by now, and that he suspected potentially this was a result of enlargement of the prostate. In addition to looking in the bladder for any leaks and cauterizing any potential bleeding there, the urologist also wanted to go in and do a TURP procedure because he suspected that the bladder should have stopped bleeding by now. This could be a result of the prostate. So as men, when we age, the prostate can get enlarged, and this TURP procedure, or some call it a Roto-Rooter procedure, is removing some of the material from the prostate, which can also be a source of bleeding. Now, my catheter was left in for a couple reasons. For one, let's say you have the bladder here, you're coming through the urethra and out, and then somewhere in here you have your prostate. When they do a procedure like this inside the bladder and prostate, they leave the catheter in because that allows free flow of anything in the bladder right out the urethra. And that's important because what you don't want is to have some kind of infection as a result of this procedure. If you get an infection here, then what you're going to end up having to receive is a manual irrigation up the urethra to flush this out. So as uncomfortable and unpleasant as this catheter is, I've heard that that whole procedure is just absolutely horrible. The other benefit to having this in is that you're going to have a bag at the end where you collect the urine, and you can easily look at this and you can see if there is blood in it. You can monitor if there's bloody clumps that come out of that from this procedure. So it's got a couple benefits that way. As the bladder comes out the urethra, there are a couple options. One is going to be a longer tube with a bigger bag. I think it was a 2-liter if I remember right. And the other option is you may have a little shorter thigh bag that's more versatile and mobile. Let's cover the big bag first. Now, each one by different manufacturers may be a little bit different, but in general, they are a gravity-fed device. In other words, urine only gets to this bag through gravity feed, which means you always want the tip of the urethra and where the catheter tubing starts to be higher than the bag. So this means if you're laying in bed, let's say this is your bed, and you have it on the floor is fine, and your tube up here, but you don't want to lay it next to you on the bed, or else you won't have the ability to gravity feed. There's no pumps or anything like that. You're not likely to be very active when you have one of these big bags, so laying it on the floor is fine. I found that putting it on my roller shop stool from out in the garage helped give me not only a little bit more tubing and a little bit more freedom to roll around up here, but it was also a way that I could sort of kick that around throughout the house while I was carrying food, drink, whatever in my hands. To empty this particular device into the toilet, first get over to the toilet, stand above it, pinch on the green items to release the drain tube from its holster, and then it'll come out, and then you'll see this pinch clamp. And from the side, you can see it's pinched. What you do is push down and forward on this particular part of it, and that will loosen it. And you can see the pinch clamp release, and you'll see fluid come out the drain tube. Once all the fluid is out of the bag, don't forget to re-clamp it with the pinch clamp It's also a good idea to wipe the tip of the drain tube off before you put it back in the holster. Just keep everything as clean as you can, if nothing else, for odor. And then go ahead and slide it back into the holster until you hear everything click in place. Since the procedure, I've been drinking a lot of fluids, and I normally do anyway, because hydration is one of the easiest, cheapest things you can do to try to stay healthy. And you don't want to overdo hydration, or else you can throw your electrolytes off balance. But I do add electrolytes to my drinks. So keeping it flushed, you know, the bladder and everything flushed out is very important. Be very consistent with it. That way you can see how pink the fluid in the bag is, etc. But since I was drinking a lot of those fluids, the bigger bag made more sense because I wasn't being active anyway, and that way I didn't have to make as many trips to the bathroom to dump the bag. Your doctor is going to tell you when you can actually start driving again. For me, originally they said 3 days, and then when I was actually in there, he said more like a day and a half. I just waited until the second day when I went in to get the catheter removed. For things like driving, or if you have to run errands, I will also receive this smaller bag. And the way to swap these out is you go to where your strain relief is on the side of your leg, and you basically pull out, you know, have everything there, have the big bag, have the small bag, have it ready to go in the right orientation. Make sure that the cap on the bottom of this is in place so it doesn't just spill right out. Pop the tubing from the big bag off the barb and quickly put the small bag hose onto that barb. And then you use the rubber fasteners around that to attach to your leg. There's a little button on each of the straps. Connect it that way. And then when you need to empty the bag, you do it very similar. It's not as complex as the big bag. You basically have this little cap on the drain tube for the small bag, dump it in the toilet, put the cap back on, and you're on about your business. Be advised, you don't always know how much fluids are actually being generated by your body. It can sometimes be surprising overnight when you're not drinking fluids, just how much urine can collect in these bags. So don't underestimate and end up with too full of a bag. When the nurse was preparing to discharge me from the hospital after the procedure, I had just enough cognition, despite the anesthesia, for the engineering brain to think about something. So when they're putting the strain relief on your inner thigh, you basically have, this is for dudes obviously, you have your member and you have this tubing coming out. And what they do is they put this strain relief device out here that has the kind of trident of hoses. And the whole point of this is to give you a good solid point so that if this hose stretches because the bag falls off the chair in the middle of the night or whatever, it's not yanking here, it's pulling on this, and this keeps everything happy up here. This is already uncomfortable enough, trust me. However, I looked at it and I asked the nurse, what happens if you wake up in a morning lumbar condition? That's not going to do it anymore. And she, rightfully so, as a typical nurse would, said, I don't know, I've never had a penis before. Fair enough. But, you know, it does raise the question, right? If you set something where you're down here and your tubing is going here for strain relief, well, what happens when you go from 6 to midnight in the middle of the morning? That's not going to be enough tubing. So what I did is, and I actually learned this going through when I did the cross-country ride on the motorcycle. I had a condom catheter at the time, and I kind of had the same thought process. So I had my leather suit on, right? And instead of tucking down a leg and having the tubing go out the boot down here, I basically aimed it upward, and then I looped back and down and then out the boot. That way, in case the situation changes as you're cruising down the road, you're not uncomfortably tucked into leather and it's not pulling on anything, it's comfortable. So I did that same kind of approach with the catheter, and I moved the point of strain relief up higher here, athletic taped it so it was making a loop again, and then came down and ran that tube through the strain relief. So It did work. I mean, it was still uncomfortable the next morning, but had I not done that, it would have been really uncomfortable. So dudes, just be advised, make sure you're thinking about this stuff. It does mean that there's a little bit less tubing down here, so you have a little bit less room to kind of roll around back and forth while you're asleep. In fact, that first night, I barely slept at all just because of the paranoia of what if this pulls out in the middle of the night, which it's really unlikely that it would, but you know, heaven forbid the bag falls off the roller stool and yanks it or anything. You just have to, you know, kind of remember you have a leash here now, and you don't want to be rolling around the whole big bed like you normally would, because you don't have enough room in your hose for that. If you have one of these, get used to looking at the bag to make sure what the color of the urine is. Again, you want to be hydrating, keep pretty consistent, so you can kind of tell, like, hey, you know, for me, even a few days later, there's a little bit of blood that comes out right away when I go to the restroom. Very few kind of bloody chunks of it now, but right away after the procedure, I of course saw a lot more. So you want to keep seeing less and less blood, and you want to be real careful. Things that I found that irritate the bleeding for myself have been long drives, seem to irritate it, motorcycle rides, singing, you know, if you're really belting it out, that can cause it. You know, vibration, too much strain at the gym, lifting too hard, sharp bursts like cough, sneezing, vomiting, all those can cause issues too. And a lot of times when you get out of surgery, your throat will be sore or dry from the procedure. So, you know, you may need, like, I have a humidifier in my bedroom to try to help with that, cough drops or whatever, but just minimize anything like that that might slow down your healing, because you want that bleeding to stop. Getting the cath removed, which I did 2 days after the procedure, is not great. We got that catheter out. Feels like someone pulled a big rubber hose out my bladder through my dick, because that's basically what happens. But I assure you, it's a whole lot better than having one inserted while you're awake, which I had to have done a year ago. One of the most uncomfortable things I've ever had to do. So I know it's not pleasant, but just put up with it until they take it out and do things right. They're probably going to give you antibiotics, at least they did with me, because again, as I said earlier, you don't want to get an infection in that bladder. So make sure you're taking your antibiotics. Most of them say take with food. They also prescribed me some pain medication. I don't like taking pain meds if I don't have to. I got it filled just in case, but I never took any of them. There was not really a pain, it's just a discomfort more than anything. Even after the procedure, it's going to feel weird south of the equator for a while, because you have to think, like, normally your urethra, you know, you're pinching it off so you're not making a mess all the time, right? Well, when you shove this catheter through there, you're forcing it open and it's just free flow. And then once they pull that out, now you're back to the old ways. But it's going to feel a little bit different. It's not like you're going to forget how to hold your urine in, but it will perhaps take a little bit of adjustment. It's just going to feel strange down there for a while. So yes, it can take a little while to get back to quote unquote normal, but just be aware of that, be observant, look at the color of the urine, look for the red clumps or anything. Make sure you tell your doctor if anything changes, obviously, and just be patient. If you haven't done so, please click the link below to subscribe to the channel, click the little bell for notifications, and let's live for today.